it is. My name's Kendall, an artist living in South Carolina. What I'm doing today is I just did a little sketch with me. I sketched out a little bit of like what I want to do. It doesn't turn out anything like this. I wanted to do a little landscape of a house here. The Kmart logo is because I was reminiscing about the Little Caesars in Kmart's when I was like a kid in early 2000s Ohio. If you have ever been to a Little Caesars in a Kmart, truly the best experience. I'm also going to talk about the Artist Way a little bit. I started the Artist Way about 2 weeks ago. Hi. The clips that you just saw are from like 3 weeks ago. Was filming my little sketchbook thing and then was going to do a voiceover and talk about how I felt about the Artist Way. And I said I think I was only like 3 weeks into it or starting my 3 weeks. Well, the following week I quit because I hated it and didn't want to do it anymore. So instead I thought I would just kind of have a chat about why I quit, but also start working on this big canvas. I'm in a show in June where it's a local artist is putting it on, and the theme of it was that we all got together and we did like a white elephant style gift exchange for supplies that we weren't using anymore. And whatever you ended up with, you have to figure out a way to use it for this show. It's just like to limit waste and challenge you to like do new things. So I got a lot of scrap yarn, some really pretty yarn, colored scrap yarn, and I got a big bag of like some nice colors here. I also got some wire with a bunch of beads on it. So this was a crown. Someone made a crown out of this and I took it apart and I'm gonna try and figure out how to use it. What else did I get? Ooh, I also got this really beautiful fabric. So I think they said it was silk. What in the world? It's beautiful. Like the colors are so nice. And it's so soft. I think the plan for me is to somehow adhere all of the fabric or all of like everything that I got to this canvas. I've had this canvas for a really long time and I haven't known what to do with it. And I think I'm gonna try and use it now. I am going to just work on that and talk about the Artist Way a little bit. Since my microphone needs to be connected to my body, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Oh, I got Sculpey too. Oh, and I got, okay, also got Sculpey, and I got these tags. I'm gonna make paper with these tags, so I think that'll be fun to like rip up the fabric at the end and like have some texture. The Sculpey I plan to do like maybe an animal with. I don't know, it's all gonna be real like all together. So this big piece and then some Sculpey, maybe animals above it, and then make some paper and like draw on the paper or something. I'm not sure, we'll see. here's the plan. So I started gessoing, gesso, the canvas. This canvas has at least 50 layers on it. So painting on it's impossible. The only thing to do now is to glue stuff to it. I think I'm just gonna leave this how it is. Let that color shine through. I'm gonna do like a nice little sunset cloud vibe. I want it to be really soft and tactile so people can actually touch it. Where is my little drawing? Okay. So I like to do these like sketchy sky drawings with some clouds. So I think something like this. Let me find another example because that one's something like this, but made out of yarn, scrap yarn, and that's silk, fabric stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'll talk about why I hated the artist way. Okay, let's go. The reason I quit doing the artist way was because it honestly, I didn't love the way it was written. Some of the stuff seemed super vague and not practical. For example, some of the like examples like, hello, I'm Tom. Or like this person, Tom, that I knew who was a billionaire that he did plays and stuff, I guess. What am I doing? I don't want to do this. Okay. Tom was a billionaire. He did plays. Tom was stuck in a rut. And then he read The Artist's Way and did the morning pages, and wow, Tom was still a billionaire. But now he wrote plays. He's out of his rut. I can't relate to that. I'm not a billionaire. Like, me writing every morning, these morning pages are gonna make me do amazing things. They could, like I write in journals anyways. I mean, I did the morning pages for sure. I got some stuff out of it, like, oh, these are the thoughts that I'm having these thoughts often, but it wasn't like anything crazy. The homework at the end just felt very like, I should just go to therapy. Like some of the stuff was like talking about childhood and people that wronged you. Some of it was good, but the ones that stuck out to me were the ones that I think people shouldn't dive into immediately. She is not, I couldn't find any information that she has any like credentialing for therapy or anything like that, but a lot of it gave that vibe, and I was like, I'm not going to do shadow work with this book. Like, I really just wanted to get some like creative juices flowing. This felt like a big deep dive into, you have to work through your stuff to be unblocked, which totally, I get that. Like, I don't know, some of that stuff seemed dangerous to put out there for people to do without, if people have never done anything like that before, like, name 5 people that wronged you in your childhood, which isn't a direct quote, and try and do like, and work with it and question yourself. And it's like, I really don't think that's good advice to give in that format. And along with like the vague examples of like, hey, let's be more like Tom and do the morning pages or whatever. And I'm sure it got better along the way. I've read a ton about this, about like people's thoughts and everything to see if I like should continue, and it just like wasn't for me. I didn't relate to the spiritual aspect of it, which is totally fine. It honestly just made me feel bad about myself. Like, there are some things that my brain just can't do. Like, I have a lot going on during the day, and this kind of felt like I had another job. I wasn't enjoying it, and I already have a hard time managing my time, planning things, doing art in general, that it just wasn't for me. So I returned it to the library and I haven't thought about it since. And I just I don't know. I'm sure it's very helpful for people, but I just wasn't part of that. Let me look at my notes. I wrote some notes. At the end of the day, I felt like some of the prompts should be processed with a professional. I don't know. I just felt like it should be. And then I also wrote, I could just be drawing instead of doing morning pages. I mean, I'm not a writer, and I feel like this book may be catered towards all creatives, but it kind of had like a writing flair. Yeah, it could be just drawing instead of doing morning pages. And then I also wrote spiritual seizures with a ton of question marks, because I do remember that she quoted something and called it a spiritual seizure. That wasn't awesome. Yeah, so what I'm saying is pretty incoherent, because that's how my brain works. But yeah, just quick thoughts. I was like, is she qualified to do some of this therapy stuff? I also wrote that people don't have time, money, or resources to really deep dive in the artist way. Like, I have a full-time job. I'm managing a lot of different things, and so are a lot of other people. People just can't take themselves on artist dates. That costs money. And you could definitely go for a walk in the park and stuff. That's cool. But there's just like a discrepancy there that I don't think she fully understood. And that may just because like she was looking through like a privileged lens, which is totally possible. It wasn't for me. And I think that's all I can say about it, because I only spent 3 weeks with it. So take my thoughts with a grain of salt. I could, at the end of the day, not know what I'm talking about, but I do feel like I have some insight when I didn't want to go through therapy stuff in this book. I felt like there were just resources not available to everybody, like Tom the Billionaire. Not everybody can relate to that. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Now you are just going to watch me do my thing, and then I'll see you later. I don't want to film myself doing this anymore because it's pretty tedious and I feel like someone's staring at me. So I'm gonna do it by myself. I can't remember. I think you'll see that finished sketchbook page maybe. That sketchbook page. Am I gonna show you that? I'm gonna go now and probably really severely injure my back doing this on the floor, but that's life, you know? All right. See ya.